At first glance, you might think this is just a farm. But once you step into it, it opens up into something entirely different. This is Ananda Farm, located on Terra Island, just outside of Bradenton. It's a place that's expansive, immersive, and quietly unexpected. I'm Cheri Castro, and this is the American Dream. This is where the experience begins, at the Sunny Day Market. Simple, intentional, and easy to step into. You move from one space to the next without interruption, each detail setting the tone before the rest of the property unfolds. As you move further in, the atmosphere shifts. Music carries across the property, and the space begins to take on a rhythm of its own. The fields are the center of everything here. Not just something to look at, but something you move through. You pick, you wander, and the experience becomes personal. This is where the pace shifts. You hear it before you take it all in. Laughter, movement, and constant energy. Kids moving from one space to the next, and it doesn't stay contained. It pulls everyone in. And at the center of it all is Christie's Bar. Named in honor of the woman who helped bring this to life, it's more than a gathering space, it's a living part of this story. You see it in the details, in the handprints turned to butterflies, in the message left behind, and in the way people slow down here. Even in the middle of everything else, it's where the energy of the farm meets its meaning. You know, I think that this farm is a really interesting concept, and I can feel the energy. The moment I stepped on these grounds, I felt like I was in a wonderland. What were you thinking when you were putting this all together?
Well, you know, as we bought the property, it was a nursery, and Christy and I bought most of the property with our friends, Kobe and Kylene. You know, there's all these agritourism concepts up in the Northeast and a lot in the Midwest, and Christy was from Michigan, and Kobe and Kylene, we would all go visit Michigan and visit similar concepts, and especially with us all having kids, we just thought it was such a great blend of farming and then the agritourism. And a lot of it was because we loved going to these farms, and we'd visit similar farms all throughout Michigan and take the kids and take a number of families and make a day out of it.
When you had all those plans, how did Ananda Farm come to be from that thought process in the beginning to now?
Well, it got put on pause when Christy got sick with cancer, and then after she passed, it just, you know, we really went after it, you know, and put a big investment into it, and a lot of the acreage had been let go, and so it was overrun, and so we spent the first couple years just improving the land back to where it could be used either as agriculture or what you see today. But there was several years while she was treating for cancer and everything that everything was just kind of on hold. But you know, then afterwards it really became like with Kobe and Kylene, like a mission in her honor.
And then there's this side of it.
The farm team, we come out, typically it's Thursdays, depending on obviously the conditions, the weather, and our spray days. But typically we harvest once a week and provide these herbs for our kitchen. The basil is specifically featured on one of the pizzas, the fresh margarita pizza that we do in the kitchen there out of the pizza barn. Sages, A lot of times the chef or chefs in the kitchen, they'll come through and prepare employee meals as well, utilizing all these fresh ingredients.
And that's what defines a place like Ananda Farm. It's something you feel while you're here and long after you leave. I'm Cheri Castro, and this is the American Dream. Real places, real people, and real stories.